Jing, thank you very much for joining me today. How are you doing?
Good. Thank you very much, Lily, for inviting me here.
It's my pleasure. So I wanted to talk to you about model risk management in 2021. So last year we talked about rethinking model risk management, and of course a lot of that was in light of COVID-19, but were there any trends that sort of pre-existed, and what are the trends that COVID-19 actually amplified?
Oh, okay, sure. That's a great question. So I was thinking, in terms of does the COVID-19 spark any need to innovate? That's really for individual models where the models see a lot of problems. For example, the existing relationship between dependent and independent variables, they break down because they are calibrated to historical period, or maybe some existing model assumptions, like log normal assumptions, break down because of negative oil prices, or because some manual government intervention comes in. So those actually spark the needs to innovate for some individual models. But in terms of the entire model risk management picture, it's more like strengthening the need to innovate. Because a lot of questions we have asked before, there are mainly three questions. For example, how do we identify model problems, right? Once it's identified, how can we establish a quick fix and a robust governance around it in terms of model overlays? And finally, how can we enhance the model risk efficiency to handle so much larger amount of work in short period? So those are more like strengthening the need to innovate.
All of these things are basically on your wish list for this year. Is there anything else that you would like to cover?
Into my wish list, right, it's really about strengthening the model risk culture because that serves the benefits in the long run in terms of addressing the three questions I mentioned. So for example, in terms of identifying model problems, the first line, with the proper model risk culture, they actually would do due diligence in terms of monitoring the model results and executing the model performance tracking. And then when the crisis mode comes in, they would automatically do more frequent model performance tracking, so which hopefully to identify more model problems and then escalate them to the attention of the model stakeholders. And then in terms of the robust model governance process, that's really about, in the culture, we have a model risk policy, which clearly identifies roles and responsibilities, and then gives a clear guidance of how we handle model overlays. And then it's just a matter of execution, that guidance from model owners and from model risk management team. And finally, it's about the efficiency, giving a lot of work coming in such a short period of time. The model risk culture serves a good, it helps people to submit a better quality model white paper in terms of overlay. So it's actually made the model risk teams work easier. And then there is agile automation and shared code library that can help improve the efficiency as well.
Culture is always such a difficult thing to define as well. So what are the challenges that you foresee in this area?
One thing is really just educating the first line of model risk, like the model business owner and development owner, about the culture. So the culture is really defined in terms of model risk policy, which was written per the guidance of the FRB's SR 11.7 guidance. So it involves a lot of education to tell them what's the expectation from our model risk policy, and maybe to give some good examples of the model white paper or model overlay submissions so that they know what to expect.
Jean, thank you so much for joining me today and for sharing your thoughts.
Oh, no problem at all. My pleasure.